Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. Hi, if you're new, my name is Erin. If you're returning, welcome back. Today we're going to be getting into a review of The Batman, a movie that was on my most anticipated for this year, 2022, and actually it was my #1 most anticipated movie for the year. So did it live up to my standards? We're going to hop into all the gritty details about this movie and my thoughts on it. So if you enjoy videos like this, give it a thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and hop in. I had faith that this was going to come out well, and I really do think that it did. So first off, let's get into some details about this movie. Obviously, The Batman, 2022 release date, came out March 4th actually, and I didn't see it right away because I've been quite busy with other things as well, so it wasn't like at the top of my priority list, even though this was my most anticipated film for the year. I was very excited for this one for a number of reasons. Number one, Batman is probably my favorite superhero of all time. Definitely, I would say I would give that title to Batman. He's the one that I definitely have, I guess maybe since the Christopher Nolan trilogy, is the one that I've followed the most out of all of like the superhero movies that have come out and been, super popular for the past, however many years. Definitely is one of my favorite superheroes. And I also was, very excited to hear that Robert Pattinson was going to be starring in this one. I'm quite a huge fan of his from the Twilight days. I know a lot of people hold that against him. Looking back on it as an adult, not the best movies. Definitely a guilty pleasure, but not good movies when you really think about it. But I think that him himself as an actor is just one that I really enjoy. I mean, he's done plenty of other things that I think people can't get past, the Twilight thing. I mean, I also loved him as Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire. So anyways, with that in mind, I was very much anticipating this movie. I thought the trailers really hyped it up for me as well. So I was really excited for this one, and so I went to the theaters with my sisters. We usually go together to see the most anticipated movies of the year together, and we went and saw this one. It wasn't all of my sisters that went. It was me, my 2 younger sisters, and then my oldest sister that went, because my other sister already had gone, and my other sister that's a year younger than me, she was just too tired to go. So this is a 3-hour film, so it's 2 hours and 56 minutes last time I checked, which is quite a long film. So I can definitely understand her feelings of not wanting to sit through a 3-hour movie. Plus she's quite pregnant right now. So anyways, the theater experience, I'll start with that. It was really great. We went to go see it at kind of like a dine-in place movie theater, so where you can order food and stuff like that. So we ordered ahead of time the tickets as well as our food, and they just delivered it at the time that we said. We went to go see it quite late also, so that was another thing. It was quite late already when we got the show time, and then it was a 3-hour movie. But I wasn't, throughout the runtime, I wasn't bored at any time. I wasn't like, it wasn't dragging for me. I mean, we'll get into that, but yes, anyways, I feel like the 3 hours maybe was a bit much, but it wasn't like it was like I was like ready to go or anything like that. So theater experience was great. There weren't many people in the theater, but I felt like it was a nice comfy environment, some good food, and a good movie. So let's hop into a little bit of the details about this one. So this film is starring Robert Pattinson. I always say his name wrong. I say Patterson sometimes. Ignore me. Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Jeffrey Wright, Colin Farrell, Paul Dano, and John Turturro. Probably said that wrong. And in some of the main roles, and of course there's of course great side cast as well. The movie is rated PG-13, which I think that's typical for many superhero movies, especially nowadays. And this one is directed by Matt Reeves, which is a name I've heard before. I'm not sure if I've seen any of his movies, or else I just didn't know that he directed them. I know I've seen some people mention he did Planet of the Apes, and I think I've seen that movie if it's the most recent one. So yes, that's like the basic details. And for this movie, I think the cast was quite well picked. I think Robert Pattinson definitely showed that he can be the Batman. He definitely embodied this character, especially at the time point that they have him at. I think he did a really, really good job. Definitely sold me, for sure. Throughout the movie, I think he did great in most aspects of this movie. There wasn't a whole lot of the character that was shown, though, like as far as as much character growth. There was some character growth by the end of the movie, of course, but it's not supposed to be like a whole intense journey, I don't think, especially because this is just like the beginning. So there wasn't too many different facets of Robert Pattinson's Batman at this point. But I think for what we've the story that we got, he did a really, really well, a really, really good job. Zoe Kravitz plays Catwoman. I think she did an amazing job in the movie as well. Jeffrey Wright plays Lieutenant Gordon, and he was awesome in the movie. I really liked the dynamic between him and the Batman, his character and the Batman. Colin Farrell plays the Penguin. Wow, really great job. I mean, some of the best like prosthetic and makeup work I've seen in a while, and he did a really great job with that character. Paul Dano is playing the Riddler, our main villain of this movie, and he also did a really great job as well. And John Turturro is like a kind of secondary villain in a way. So yes, very, very good from the whole entire cast. I think they did a really good job, and I think the people that they picked for the parts did their parts so well. So cast is solid, and I think the direction of the movie was really, really great as well. There were some really great scenes and well shot scenes as well, really good action scenes in my opinion, and so I really enjoyed that aspect as well. But yes, so the basic synopsis for this movie is that we're following the Batman at a younger age. It's I don't think he's been the Batman for that long when we're plop into the film, and he starts to find himself out. He starts to sort of realize well, he's at the beginning of the movie, he's very much playing this role or having this feelings of like he's vengeance for the city. He's the one that is getting back at these villains, and very much one that's almost in a way not even too much caring about the fact that he's helping people, but just that he's getting these villains and taking care of the crime, I guess you could say. But we start to see throughout the movie that he's working with Lieutenant Gordon as we start to see some murders happen with a particular pattern, and they're all being done by the Riddler, and a very much like a detective kind of story that we see in this particular Batman. A lot of people are comparing it to Seven. I can't really speak on that because I've never seen Seven, actually. I've never seen that movie before. But yeah, it definitely gave me some like almost like Saw vibes as well, where it's kind of like the kills are set up in a certain way, not like with like that. There are some traps type things in here, but not like as intense and gory and tortury as Saw. But definitely it gave me some of those vibes where there's like the detective story and the killings as well, except for this one has a superhero in it, obviously. So yes, I think that I really enjoyed this type of Batman movie where we're seeing this kind of like him as the detective, him as like the smart one in each situation, him finding out all the clues and things. I thought it was really, really well done. How they went in that direction of the story was very entertaining as well. Now, there was, of course, a lot of cool aspects to this movie, namely the bat suit, all of the like costuming and makeup work was really, really well done in this one. And I think many people's favorite part as well is the Batmobile, which I really, really enjoyed. I think it was so cool, and the scenes with it were very entertaining, very awe-inspiring, because there was a lot of just really cool shots with the Batmobile in this movie. And yeah, so throughout the movie, I think that each part was really, really well. Would say that for me, some negatives would be that the runtime is just way too long. I love a Batman movie, but I think there could have been some things maybe trimmed out just to keep it a little bit tighter, or maybe some things changed and maybe shortened a bit, so that way it wouldn't be 3 hours, because no matter what, 3 hours is 3 hours is quite a long time. But I think I was enjoying it so much that it did definitely flew by for sure. Not holding that, you know, against it too much, because the movie was so entertaining that it didn't bother me as much. But it is a very long movie. It is what it is. I think that I wanted a little bit more of the Riddler as well. Like, we saw a lot of his setups for the people he like killed and things like that, and some of the riddles. But I feel like if we had had a little bit more screen time of Paul Dano as the Riddler, that would have been really cool as well. I feel like they didn't utilize him as much as they could have in the movie, but I think he did a really great job. He was really like all the way out there, like cuckoo, and definitely did an awesome job with that character. Again, I actually haven't seen the older Batmans, honestly. I think I might have seen the 89 one, parts of it, like bits and pieces of it, and I think one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't know which one that is. I've seen bits and pieces of that one, but I've never seen any of the older Batman movies in full, so I don't really know. I've never seen the Riddler played out, so for me, this is my first Riddler on screen, and I think it was very well done. So yeah, I think that if they continue on how they did with this movie, I think any other installments we get can only get better, hopefully, you know. And so for me, my overall thoughts for this is I really enjoyed it. I think, yes, if you are interested in seeing this one, definitely go see it in theaters, because the theater experience also enhanced that as well. Just hearing all of the sounds and hearing it as it was intended to be heard in the theater, and then of course later when it comes out on streaming or Blu-ray or whatever. But yes, it just was a great experience in the theater. And I did really enjoy the movie. And like I said, just those few little negatives, really honestly, besides those things, I think this movie is really good, and it's definitely going to be one of my top Batman movies, which I haven't seen all of them, but for sure this one is one I'm going to continue to go back to. I can't wait to even see it again. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts for the Batman, you guys. Let me know, have you seen this one? What did you think? Do you agree or disagree with me? Maybe you think that this one isn't that great, or maybe you think it's the best thing ever. Let me know down in the comment section below. And yeah, I will check you guys out in the next video very soon. Stay safe. Adios.